isn't in the right place, but
Well,
there's
I
no
agree that-
investment.
I
I
agree
don't
that-
know that legally though, because a landlord has a piece of documentation and you're not, we know in today's society, you're not allowed to put moral regulations in a lease or something, you know, I mean, you're not even allowed to ask who they're sleeping with, you know what I mean? So I don't know how you can hold a landlord
and you-
responsible for the actions of a tenant. I mean, so if he's in there smoking crack, arrest him, fine, you know what I mean? But
But if
You're
he's
not
the
gonna-
third tenant in this building that's been involved in drug activity,
yeah.
then maybe we could find a way to get the landlord to consider their tenants a little more closely.
And I'm guessing there is some legality to it,
Yeah.
because any of the county apartment buildings, I mean, the police show up at your door the third time, they evict you. So that's been that way since I've
Maple
been
Terrace
in the
was
job,
almost
so,
empty 3 years ago.
yeah.
It does talk about in here about the rental agreement, so I'm thinking that there could be language somehow put in.
Sure, it's in the lease.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct, that's what, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
So
I'm not presenting that as a model ordinance. I'm just presenting it for reference. I'm hoping you guys, when you have a little bit of time, you'll look through it, come up with some ideas, and at least consider it. I mean, we've got a lot of folks that have lived in their houses for a really long time, and,
I mean, this must be a problem if you went to the trouble to do this. I mean,
well, and all I did basically was steal it from somebody else, but yeah, I appreciate what, I understand what you're saying.
I'm not opposed to that, but I think if you're an offender, let's take the appropriate police action, whatever citation.
Yeah,
or
I think,
whatever it is.
I think if they're sitting in jail, then they ain't gonna pay their rent.
You don't-
Then the landlord's gonna say,
I understand that, and without dragging, and it's a hot day, and I don't want to drag everybody into the conversation, but you don't go to jail anymore, sir.
oh,
You know, and I mean, if you get arrested for possession of, let's say, meth, it was in the paper 2 days ago, and you're walking down the street today, I mean, it just isn't,
no room to keep them there.
it doesn't work like that anymore, unfortunately. Just do me a favor, just consider it, is all I ask. And I think that is all that I'm gonna bore you with today. Yes, that's it.
Did you have some people you were hiring?
Yes, sir. I actually hired one and was about to hire another, and she took a job with another company. John Ditko, who has started the training process, and you'll probably see actually out on the street in the next weeks to come. He works several other places, so it's a day here and a day there.
Who was the other person
Her name was Elizabeth Grinchell, but she wasn't hired.
She's not hired?
No, she took a job with Washington
Okay.
Hospital. So we just interviewed another person, and we haven't decided on him yet. He's kind of new.
Okay.
We're moving down the list.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Road department.
We're still mowing, cleaning some pipes when we encounter them. We do have a lot of large bore pipes in the township that are gonna need replaced. They're gonna be quite expensive. I think some of them we should look into possibly putting three-sided box culverts in instead of pipes. A lot of them have double pipes where a three-sided culvert would take care of them, they wouldn't plug up as much. You have two smaller pipes, just go with one bigger one. We met with the liquid fuels lady and PennDOT slip guy out on Ely Road last week. Talked to him about some options for Ely Road. It's gonna be expensive if we do it the way the state wants to do it. It's gonna be very expensive. Midland, I talked to Midland today about Ely Road. They emailed after I talked to them. I wanted an email. They're saying they will have a proposal by the end of the week. And he didn't put it in the email, but I talked to Ernie. He's saying they might be here in 2 weeks to possibly, the way it's looking right now, they're talking about bringing the reclaimer back out and basically fixing all of the spots that we looked at. But like I say, he did not put that in the email. That's just what I talked to him on the phone about. Started working on lower end of Buck Run today, get it to where it's a little bit more passable. And then hopefully next week or the following, depending on weather, we're gonna start on the slip on Old National. So we still need to look at about getting some barriers, which we discussed, but we need something to put up around those slips while we're working on them and to keep people from going down in them. So,
How many slips do you suppose we have that are in immediate attention?
well, there's, I'd say 5 that need immediate attention. You got Grimes, Old National Road, Delashon, Ely, and Shaler.
I don't know if we want to do it now, but I talked to Range today,
Okay.
and they're willing to help out with Grimes. They would like for us to get it engineered, and they would do a cooperative agreement to help get the road repaired, because they're gonna need it in the future. Am I correct?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's a great idea. So they want us to engineer it, have it engineered,
Right.
and then,
Basically, what I got was they just didn't want to be responsible for the engineering part because of the slip. And then, basically, we would do the engineering cost and then get some estimates to fix it, and then, I don't know, much more than that. Can you have anything on that, Alexis?
Not really. I talked to Matt Fortney, who's our roadmaster at Range, and he recommended that the township instruct the engineer, whoever, to go out engineer the road, give us a recommendation on how to fix it, and then we could work jointly with Donegal about a co-op and get that fixed for some traffic. So.
Which one was that, Grimes?
Grimes. That's definitely something I think we need to discuss.
Maybe we could set up a meeting or.
Yeah. Yeah.
Southwest is about done fracking or is done fracking on Main Road.
It should be done, I just passed them.
They're hauling out.
Yeah, hauling out,
So
yeah.
I talked to Gary Smith again today. They are, Mike
They're
and I
gonna
met.
fix those big places they rolling down there?
Yes, yes,
It's
they're gonna cut them out,
It's,
but,
it's this one you almost bury your car in.
yes, I just was down there about an hour before the meeting. They're gonna replace the pipes, repair the asphalt portion, regrade the, dirt and gravel, and stone it. Anywhere the ditches are messed up, they're gonna fix them.
We have a timetable on how they're gonna do that.
2 weeks.
Well, they need to get something in that big hole before 2 weeks is
They'll
over.
be there tomorrow for the big hole, but for the pipes to go in, he said 2 weeks. But he's not real good with his words, so we'll see how it goes.
I want to be the first to admit that I'm no road expert, but I traveled a lot of roads over the weekend, and I don't know what, in the scheme of things, I know we've had a lot more water than we probably ever had. But we got a lot of ditches that are really getting deep
We
and
definitely do.
close to the road, and somebody's gonna get hurt.
We ordered some stone to start filling the berms. Should have got 4 loads in today.
So that's on the immediate list.
Yes.
I know, it looks at some places that are really bad.
Yes, to back them up. Loop, Buck Run, there's quite a few, Ely Road.
And I read on one of the road reports that the road crew had looked for a culvert on Church Street, down behind the firehouse.
Mhm.
Apparently they didn't find one. We need to put that on the list of things.
They
that-
they found it.
Hey, you guys did find it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't ever saw the update in the notes. But that, we need to get that thing, we'll get standing water.
I agree.
It's not down in that low.
It's not?
No, it's up on the,
Okay.
did you ever hear back anything on that, core sampling of Ely Road?
That's what they're supposed to let us know at the end of the week.
I thought they was giving you a proposal on fixing it.
The core samples with the repair are supposed to be at the end of the week. The prior core samples from the original time, they say they don't have, they can't find.
Imagine that.
What a shocker.
Hey, Steve, there's just, we had to, I told you a little bit about this, but when the 21st, the audit meeting with John Caucus, he recommended that we do dispensation records on all the trucks and the equipment. He said that just would require a logbook in each truck and gallons, and as far as the equipment goes, every, date and basic recording of when and how many gallons were put in it. Ed, do we have is there anything on the pump down there that,
No,
no, so we need to add, we would need to add that.
yeah.
So my thoughts would be when we get the books and everything, we add that and fill the tank and start from a fresh point. But he said that's and if we would get a critical audit done, he said we would get slapped for that, for not having that. He said that's the basic procedure for every township.
I don't see where that'd be a problem.
Just so something that we need to implement over a short period of time here, so. That was,
Steve, any applications for a part-time road boy?
Not that I have heard.
Did we advertise?
No, we didn't advertise it, man.
Was that not a directive at the last meeting?
It was, we discussed it, and then we just kinda got lost in the shuffle of everything else. We had a liquid fuels audit, and
Okay, it's still on the list to be done then?
it is,
Okay.
yes.
if we can afford it.
One other thing while I got, just if you could make a note of this, Alexis.
Yeah.
Between all the phone calls we had today, I got a complaint on, you guys, well, I've talked to Matt. They're gonna fix the curb below McAdoo's. That was kinda missed in the shuffle when they did that, but you guys filled the side of the road in with the heavy gravel. And I had, 2 punctured tire call. The guy lost 2 tires, got off the edge. And
Where's that at, Mike?
going down the hill, if you're coming from McAdoo's
Good
back.
Island Hill.
Downhill?
Yeah,
On the west side, right or left?
on the right side,
Okay.
coming this way.
The gravel seemed some,
It's some pretty big chunks,
Where
and
they
I don't,
Where they filled the berm coming down.
where they
around
filled the
each
berm coming down the road.
side.
And McAdoo's has had a couple holes poked too. I was going out there to they needed to tow something for me, and I went out to get an appointment and heard that. I got the complaint before, and then I was mentioning to them if they had any problems, and they said, yeah, they'd poked one tire, but it was actually laying in the road,
It was in the- That sounds in the roadway though.
Yeah.
What road is this?
Old National.
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 but-
Okay.
You guys did the repair on it, but you could talk to Matt about that.
What about, winter stuff?
I got the list today.
We're gonna
We're gonna
advertise.
make a motion.
We're gonna do that then
Yep.
this tonight, okay.
You got a list and.
Okay.
I gave it.
yeah.
I got it.
Steve, I got one question, but
Yes.
just for my purpose of clarification.
Mhm.
Are you hired as an employee or an independent contractor?
I was hired as roadmaster for Donaldson Township.
Understand, how are you compensated with a W-2 form, or are you gonna get W-2, or are you gonna get a 1099?
W-2,
So then you're having taxes taken out of your pay
yes,
from the beginning that way?
yes.
So I asked that question at the last meeting, that's not what I was told, but up to you.
Well, I got a check and there were taxes taken out of it.
That was my fault, Doug. I didn't think it was that way.
Okay, I'm okay with it, I just want to
Yeah,
answer.
I was just
Yeah,
telling you,
fine.
I thought it was the other way,
And there's no
until I
problem.
inquired afterwards.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Solicitor,
No report.
speeding things along. Always take advantage when an attorney don't wanna talk. Old business, previously tabled items, lease agreements for township building rentals.
You can skip that one.
I actually have,
Some information.
Okay, do you have some?
yeah, I had,
We
Julie
need to-
Graham is a
Do we need
realtor.
to take it off the table first?
Unless you're gonna plan to vote on it.
Yeah, I'll give you the information, we
okay.
can decide.
Okay.
Julie Graham, she's a realtor, it was random, I don't know her. But, she actually did a market analysis, a countywide market analysis. And square footage wise, with what we offer here, which is all utilities included, parking, et cetera, you know. She said we would be in the $8 to $12 a square foot range. Actually, warehouse space goes for $6 a square foot, that's without any power, or you know what I mean? So I don't know, that was, I think we should do, okay, if we hit in the middle, say $10 a square foot, and it's just across the board, that way you don't have separate agreements for anybody, anybody that wants to rent anything, it's $10 a square foot. That's easy, you know what I mean?
It is.
It might be easy, but the square footage on the second or third floor is not as valuable as square footage on the first floor.
I'm just telling, well, I'm hitting the middle.
Are we
you
the
know?
first floor or is the basement the first floor?
This is ground level. Both ground level, both depending on where you're at.
That's kind of why I said hit the middle, you know, I wasn't going on the low end, I wasn't going on the high end. But we're getting beat up bad on.
We are,
I mean, on the current agreements,
yes.
so it's up to you guys if you want to take it off the table, but that's the information that I got.
You said that was from Julie Graham?
Yeah.
Do we
And she
have-
did that all for no charge. So,
What, who she works for?
huh?
Who she work for? Or she in our corner?
Yeah, she was
It's
a-
a Remax or
Remax.
something, I think. That's how I decided on her. I seen a sign.
Okay.
Do we have anybody right now without an agreement? Just like
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Upstairs, she's limping along on month to month.
And one of the tenants was paying the wrong amount for almost a year.
So it's up to you guys if you want to wait a month or
Let's wait,
consider the, you know.
because I think
At
maybe.
least you got a hard and fast number, and like I
Yeah.
said, she went countywide, and that's what it is. So, I'm not trying to run anybody off, but it shouldn't cost us money to rent to people. All right, so we're leaving that on the table. Previously tabled item, TP Automation LLC, UV intensity, effluent, DO logging pH
We can
logging.
leave that, he's not here and hasn't told us anything about it so far.
Okay,
That's on them though.
The phase two pump station and the loop took precedence over this.
Yeah, so,
okay. You think you could shorten that for the next meeting?
Which is right for us on
I'll
that.
I'll just change it. to
Previously
something else.
tabled item, occupancy ordinance.
Wait, memorandum of understanding.
MOU with Tunnel Ridge for the water line extension.
Make a motion to lift it off the table.
Second.
How do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
I vote yes, Doug,
Yes,
Ed.
Yep.
motion to approve it as written. That's the solicitor has something to add.
No comments, no further comments.
You say that in a bad way. Second.
Alright. How do you vote?
Public comment.
Oh.
No, it's on the agenda.
Oh.
No,
It's on the
Okay.
agenda.
It-
Do you have any discussion on it? Anybody
Any
have any
discussion?
problems with it?
That's these two, correct?
Yeah.
We're on the MOU
we're only
right
on
now.
the MOU.
Okay, so long as I know we're only on the MOU.
It's been looked over by the
Yes.
solicitor and everything looks to be,
I know it went back and forth from the solicitor to Tunnel Ridge and back to the solicitor, and this is, what you have in front of you is the last version from their office within a matter of an hour before the meeting.
Yeah.
how long is it good for?
First specific project.
Yeah. Is there a,
It's in effect
Sir.
until such time that the water service has been extended to the property and Tunnel Ridge has provided full compensation to the township.
They finish it and it's ours.
yeah.
Yes.
That's, I just wondered, I read that and I thought it was kind of vague, I didn't know, you know,
Till you're done.
yeah. Okay. We got a motion and a second?
Yep.
How do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
I vote yes. Doug,
Yes.
Ed.
Sure. Okay.
And I need Ed to sign this, right, when we're done?
Yes.
Don't leave.
Okay, now the EIT law changes,
You can
occupancy.
leave that on the table. We haven't been able to get to that.
Okay, range resources temporary water line. Everybody wants temporary water? What the heck?
Lift that one off the table, make a motion to.
I'll second it. Okay.
This is for the one at the township building, one at the township garage.
Yeah.
Township garage, yes.
I second it. All right. How do you vote?
Yes.
Mike? To lift it off the table.
We're just lifting it off the
Just
table.
Yes.
getting it off the table.
I vote yes. Doug,
Yes.
Ed.
Yep. Okay, what's up?
I'll move that we.
Presentation, wait a minute, we're gonna talk to us about it.
Yeah, they actually wrote.
Okay, usually you have a motion second before you discuss.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
We good?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Pat Birdsall, Range Resources. I brought you some, bigger exhibits instead of the small ones I sent them to you.
And we can actually see it.
Yeah, you might be able to get those ones.
He has enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
That's
fine.
all right, I got another.
Mike and I
Yeah,
can share.
I'm gonna
It's
say
okay.
we can share.
I've looked at it.
Mike and I can share.
And then also, here are 2 pictures of kind of what we're
Well, this is the
putting
one
in.
that crosses 70.
Yeah, yep. So these pictures here are the road bore tap, the permanent tap that would come in under 70 and be on your property.
How temporary is temporary?
Well, that's permanent.
These are this part's permanent?
That part's permanent.
Which part?
This,
These road bore taps.
So,
okay.
They'll be on
That's
the
the 70.
township yeah.
Okay.
is that the ones that'll be down here at the
Who,
bottom?
who gets, the joy of owning them when you're done?
owns the bore,
Yeah.
The-
Owns the line.
goes back to you. We can make it like that.
I'm
But
just asking.
the permanent easement, when it bores under 70, so the reason it's permanent is because that casing stays there.
Yeah.
So it's a permanent ROW, recorded with the courthouse. Yep. But if we're never gonna use that again, we could bury it, you know what I mean? Cover it up with dirt, but that will stay.
I'm just wondering. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
you
that'll-
can run internet lines through it or something. I don't
Sure,
know,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
you know,
They've done that in the past,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
stay forever,
Yeah.
yeah.
They've done that.
So that line as it comes off of Old National and comes in front of the township garage, is that line buried during that distance? There's an old township, abandoned township road there.
This one?
But is that line buried, being in front of the township garages? I assume you're running it down that right over that old road bed.
Yeah, that's actually Columbia Gas's little
Yeah, they're running
parcel
above it.
there. The
Road
old
goes
tracks.
below it,
Where's that at on that?
the blue lines. See, the road goes below it. What you're talking about.
Well, I'm talking about up in front of the township garage.
My name's Dustin Braddock. We'll be running the temporary above ground section from that riser on the south side of 70.
Yeah.
It'll be temporary from there.
everything from this point
It'll be above ground.
will be above ground.
Yep.
Now, if we-
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long is temporary? Because that's gonna
I
be.
asked that.
I'm gonna ask again.
Where is?
Right now, we're just asking for a year.
A year?
Yep, year agreement. That's to do the John Hunter frac, about this time next year.
And we're not responsible for it if we run into it with a snow plow or something?
No, we got an indemnification in agreement, so.
It's sure not the best place.
I mean, if you need a crossing or something for trucks to get over, we can put a culvert and bury it, so you can get over it.
I don't have to, you know, the road guys, have you guys looked at this?
Okay,
No.
that's what I wanted, okay.
I mean, I don't know how much this, I don't think we're using it that next to 70, but we could.
Yeah.
Or
We
actually,
store
we won't be able to.
We have pipe and milling stored down there right now.
Took me a minute.
You guys have
So
looked
we're
around
talking
down there?
Yeah, we surveyed it. Yeah, we walked the whole thing.
Yeah, we
This?
agreed for them to serve it. Yeah, you guys know.
Yeah, I mean, that's, right now, that's where we're storing the billings that we're getting from the highway.
The millings, yeah.
Whose property is this?
You got
Okay, so that's where it's gonna come up through.
right there.
Okay, so it's, okay, so it's gonna come like this.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm just getting my bearings.
You got to keep that accessible anyhow, because that's a Columbia Gas right away, right?
Yeah.
Do we have anything right
Yeah.
down right here?
Yeah.
I mean, we
You wanna
can,
look at this?
We have the,
Yeah, that's.
well, we have the
Okay.
billings.
Right
Is it-
now.
Okay,
The thing left we use those.
What's the proposed staging area? What's that?
that's our temporary workspace to put in the road bore and install the water line. So what you're looking at is the 0.23 acres closest to 70.
Yeah.
That's
You
where
need
you're
room to work there, I understand.
Yeah, and that's your permanent, you know what I mean, right away.
What
for the
about on
town.
the other side of Old National? Who owns that property?
That's Wilhelm's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they signed off.
No, not yet. He was in the hospital last week. But, yeah, so a little bit of the one over by Old National.
What about?
We're gonna. we
Where's it
put
come out on the other side, bushes?
No, Borum's.
Oh, on Borum.
Borum's, yeah.
Yeah, they can right up there.
Yeah, did he sign on the other side of 70?
Yeah.
That's the only place you're gonna be crossing the dirt lane.
Yeah, we just come down the edge here.
And they, yeah, the bushes.
And you can bury that.
They got blocks on top of bushes.
Yeah.
But we can bury it. You know, like up here somewhere.
You think- I think
So we have access.
Yeah, and we can bury it on this side too. to get you over.
The Borum sign on?
what's your thoughts, Ed?
As long as
Not
they
yet.
bury it where we're gonna travel over it, I think we'll be all right.
Once you
We don't
get-
use that much in the winter
Yeah,
time.
once
going
you,
down
once you
to
keep them.
We haven't come to terms and Dennis hasn't looked at anything yet. This was
Okay.
just the presentation so that we have a better idea of what they're wanting.
Right.
Oh, we're not expected to vote on anything tonight?
No.
Ah, good, okay.
Yeah, we just wanted to set it up. I guess we had some questions on this exhibit to clear everything up.
As long as Ed says he can get around it, and that's gonna be the, I mean, he's running the
Yeah.
yard down there, he needs to be able to do as he pleases down there, so.
And I'm sure Dustin, he's the water supervisor, so he can take care of any crossings or anything like that we need. Yeah, basically, I mean, we need to, or we're spending the money on this to install this, because the Hunter frac is a really large frac. We would reduce truck traffic, probably, water truck traffic, probably by about half with this water line.
Not that it makes a lot of difference, just my curiosity has the best of me. Where's this water, where's it flowing from?
We're piping it from the Ohio River.
Is it Ohio River water?
Yes.
Dirty water.
It's all fresh water.
Fresh water.
Yeah.
Taking our drinking water, is that?
If you wanna drink out of the Ohio River.
We do.
Go ahead.
We do.
That's where the city water comes
Oh,
from.
right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Move on.
All right. Previously tabled item, create a subcommittee consisting of Chief
We could
Grant.
probably just skip down to new business.
Say again?
We could probably just skip down to new business.
Mike, didn't you say you had the, lift available?
Yeah, well, John was able to figure out another way to do it without buying anything.
Okay.
So that could be actually just
Just leave all that stuff on the table?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So 6, okay, we're not doing anything with 5 right now. Are we gonna put it back on the table, or just took it off the table?
No, we did.
Well, okay,
Oh,
I'll make a
yes, we did.
motion, I make a motion that
Then we
we,
table it.
well, that we enter preliminary negotiations for the temporary water line.
Second.
Preliminary. Good.
Preliminary.
Good
So
word.
Preliminary.
Dennis
Okay.
can look at it and we can.
Good,
Is that good, is that a good motion?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
How do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
I vote yes. Ed?
Yes.
Ed.
Yeah.
So now we're on to.
What are we getting out of that, anyway? Do we know?
There'll be a little bit of money
Okay,
if they can clear enough, get enough people to agree to run
yeah,
the temporary pipeline.
okay. All right, so that's back, well, that's off the table, and now we're entering into some
Preliminary discussions.
preliminary
Okay.
checks. Okay, from 6 to 9, we're not gonna do nothing?
Well, I think with 8, we need to remove it completely, is what you
Yes.
said, right?
Yes.
Okay, then you're gonna have to take it off the table, right? And then,
Make a motion, we lift it from the table.
I
Take it off,
second
whatever
it.
it is.
all right, how do you vote?
Kathy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
I vote yes. Ed?
Yes.
Ed?
Yeah. I make a motion, we just, get it
Second.
for now.
We don't need it.
Yeah,
Don't need it.
got a motion and a second, how do you vote?
Kathy?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Mike?
Yes.
That won't be on the
I vote
next
yes.
thing.
Doug?
Yes.
Ed?
Get rid of enough of it.
Yeah. All right,
We already
So-
did number 1.
we, presentation of water, temporary water line, that was range?
Yep.
All right. Cleanup day, scrap, wow. Was only $607?
Yes.
Well, that stinks.
It does, because we loaded a ton of it.
Yeah. And SWN has pledged 500.
Yes,
So I think total cost was
about $1,000
about $1,000. So
Cost
that's
us
not
$1,000.
for
cleanup
cleanup day.
day. I don't think that's too bad.
I don't think so.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yes. Thank you for your hard work.
Kathy, where, I keep forgetting to ask you, where'd you end up getting the dumpsters?
Republic.
Motion for Sharon not to attend
Our public
supervisor's
apparently
meeting.
has already been done.
Sharon went home with a migraine. She was not feeling well.
Okay. I think last meeting, we motioned, or we voted to have her